Breaking news to 7:33. Their bags are packed, but they aren't ready to leave. Today is departure day, the day work permits expire for thousands of temporary foreign workers, meaning they must get out of the country. Well, we don't know the exact number of people being forced to leave. Some estimate it's as high as 70,000. A prominent Calgary immigration lawyer says this rule could lead to the creation of thousands of illegal immigrants. In 2011, the government changed the rules, giving temporary foreign workers in low-skilled jobs the option to apply to become permanent residents or leave Canada after their permit expires. But many who chose to stay are still waiting for their paperwork, leaving them in limbo and not knowing what to do.
Can't forecast the future. What I can say is that this is bad policy. The temporary foreign worker program exploded under the Conservative government. We let tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of temporary foreign workers into this country with no pathway to permanent residency for them. So what do desperate individuals do?
And the implications are enormous for the workers and for Canadian businesses who could be left scrambling to find help. In Alberta alone, 10,000 temporary foreign workers have applied to stay in Canada. Well, there are reports this morning the 17-year-old son of the Canadian Consul General in Miami has been shot and killed. The Miami Herald reporting another son of Roxanne Dubé, a 15-year-old, is under arrest after an apparent marijuana deal ended in gunfire. The Foreign Affairs Department says it's aware of reports of a serious incident involving a Canadian family and that Canadian officials are providing assistance. Another day, another funding announcement by Premier Jim Prentice. The Premier will make an announcement about a highway project in Nisku, south of Edmonton, this afternoon. This is the third such announcement in as many days, and the critics say they are clearly pre-election announcements full of goodies. Many believe Prentice will call a spring election. A recent poll has the Tories and the Wildrose in a dead heat when it comes to voter support.
I tell all of my colleagues that elections in Alberta are always very competitive, and that the best way to approach them is to assume that you're 9 votes behind. That's how I've approached every election that I've ever been in, and it's the best way to move forward. So polls, I mean, we'll leave polls for other people, but you know, from my perspective as a government, we'll continue to do what is right for the province.
The Premier has said he wants to take his budget plan to the electorate. The question is when. The RCMP alleging in new documents that Pamela Wallin fabricated Senate business to get reimbursement for expenses that were personal and private. The Mounties allege Wallin submitted 21 travel claims to the Senate when she had actually been on other business in Toronto or at the University of Guelph. The allegations are part of a court order to compel BMO Nesbitt Burns, Bell Media, and the university to produce documents related to Wallin's expenses. They are on top of documents filed in court earlier this month by the Mounties alleging the disgraced senator defrauded the Senate by making 150 suspicious claims. No charges have been laid against Wallin, who was suspended from the Senate last year. None of the allegations have been proven in court. Wallin, who has been under investigation by the Mounties for the past 18 months, has already reimbursed the Senate for more than $150,000. Well, it'll be another day of scoreboard watching for our Calgary Flames, who are not in action until tomorrow night. Taking a look at the Western Conference right now, the Canucks picking up a win last night over the Predators, so Vancouver moves 5 points up on the Flames for second in the Pacific Division. The Kings remain 3 points back of Calgary for third spot, but they are 2 back of the Jets for the final wildcard spot. Winnipeg suffering a loss to the New York Rangers at home last night. The Flames taking to the ice against the St. Louis Blues tomorrow. Game time is 6 o'clock, and you can watch it on Sportsnet West or listen on Sportsnet 960, The Fan.